All right, we're in business. Hello, folks. Welcome back for another installment.
Should we look in the camera?
I guess. You don't have to address anybody you don't want to. That's up to you.
Perfect.
We are joined here by, I don't really know exactly how I should introduce you because you're an internet sensation, IVC Wolk. Did I say your last name right?
You did, yeah.
I did.
Kind of got a gag on it.
Yeah, exactly. It's like Wolf, but Wolk, right?
Yes,
you
that's
told
how
me.
exactly how I explained it to people.
That's how you explained it to me, and I remembered. And here's what's crazy. She's my first guest. And likely is going to be the youngest I've ever had on.
Probably.
The very precocious IVC Wolk. And how old are you for the folks here?
I'm 18.
She's 18 years old.
Barely legal.
Barely legal. Don't even think about it. None of you.
You can think about it.
All right. She's having a Lolita moment right now. We're going to let her have that because we both respect Nabokov.
Yeah, we
right? Do you, I assume you do.
Yeah.
You're very well read. I mean, that's not something
decently well read.
You're pretty well read.
I'm pretty. All
and
things
if you're not, you're
considered.
very good at pretending like you are. But you don't
That's the
pretend
kicker.
because I think it's real. Like
I think it's real.
I think it's definitely real.
I don't know. I've never read Ulysses, but like I was supposed to in
no
AP
time for that.
in AP Lit, and then I just didn't. So.
Listen, all the books that you're assigned in high school, you're supposed to not read until you decide to read them on your own terms, and then decide you have an appreciation for them because everyone knows that your AP Lit teacher is probably a huge pain in the ass, and like my AP Lit teacher was horrible. So like I just pretended to read, Fahrenheit 451, which that I then discovered was like a great book that I really enjoyed when nobody was telling me to read it.
Yeah, I didn't finish. I finished 2 whole books that entire school year.
What were they?
I finished Giovanni's Room, which
Okay,
by
what
James
is that?
Baldwin, which was my choice. That was a book I chose to read for the class.
Interesting.
And then the other one that I chose to read for the class was Slouching Towards Bethlehem by Joan Didion.
Okay, great choice. Well, are you allowed to choose?
We had these projects where we were allowed to choose.
Okay, I was
so
going to say,
chose.
I guess I went to school with a bunch of tyrants in Texas that I had no choice in anything.
Aren't they like banning books in Texas now or something?
I mean, probably. It's amazing that I got to read Fahrenheit 451, the great work of Ray Bradbury, who I'm sure will be banned eventually, probably throughout all of the United States at some point, but or whatever is left of it. But I think, it's probably more. It was like we had to read Shakespeare.
I had to read Shakespeare,
Which,
9th grade.
I didn't mind that. I just because I liked Midsummer's Night's Dream. I liked what's it called? Not Hamlet was good. Julius Caesar was good, but my favorite was Macbeth.
I never read that one.
So I liked Macbeth a lot, but then we had to read Romeo and Juliet in 9th grade, which I didn't particularly.
I enjoyed
enjoy
that
as
one.
much.
I found what was the one where the one where the guy or the girl is the guy, the one that she's the man is
Speak
based on.
into the mic.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
The one that she's the man is based on.
Oh my God, I love that you know this.
Is that 12th Night?
I think it's 12th Night. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, does Stu double check that?
Yeah.
We're
Can we
really
get a
about to
fact
test his
check?
abilities right now. Can we get a fact check on what She's the Man, what Shakespeare She's the Man is based off of? I love
swear
that
it
you
was
know
12th
She's
Night.
the Man. This is why I like you, is because I don't feel as though I'm speaking to somebody who's 18 because all of the references
Yes.
are of
I
my
love a
time.
reference. I'm a gay man in that way where I love a reference.
A gay man and an old soul.
Yes,
Yeah.
a gay man and an old soul, which are 2 great things for a girl to be.
Absolutely. Combined, I think it's a good combination. So
Absolutely.
yes, you're
I was
right.
right?
12th Night.
Yep.
I'm mad that I didn't think of that first. But yeah, I remember reading this Wikipedia page a million times and thinking, oh, I love Shakespeare because I
Yeah.
liked this one
And
Amanda.
then-
She was great in this.
She was absolutely great.
She was such an
I could've
amazing
turned out like
comedic
her.
phenomenon
Oh my God,
until she was,
amazing.
I don't know if she was diddled by Dan Schneider.
I don't know what happened to that girl.
I don't know if I'm allowed to say this with you actually
She-
on here because you are.
Oh, I don't answer to anybody.
Oh, she doesn't answer to anybody, folks.
I
You heard it here
don't
first.
answer to anybody.
That's great.
I didn't mean to yell at your fans, but
No, please, abuse them. Do whatever. Yes, pour candle wax all over their nipples and do whatever it is that you want to do.
I would.
Yeah, they like that if you're a billionaire. That's what billionaires enjoy.
Are your fans billionaires?
No, none of them are, but they all kind of probably fancy themselves as like some sort of entrepreneur or something.
Yeah, crypto guys.
No, the thing is I don't have fans, so I'm just actually
Stocks.
talking about an audience that truly doesn't even exist. So I'm just making up what they are and
The
then choosing to
hypothetical.
abuse the hypothetical people.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then you know what it is the fake it till you make it. It's the manifest,
Right.
of which your generation is very much an advocate
Fucking God, I
I
can't.
mean,
It's the woo woo shit.
manifest.
I'm exhausted.
of. But their woo woo shit is actually a little more based in reality, I will say. Like, you have your Bretman Rocks and stuff where I'm like, I actually find him to be very funny.
Well, how is he woo-woo?
Well, he talks about
gay?
manifesting.
Oh, he talks about manifesting.
They all do. No, they all, literally all of them talk about, which I think it started from that book, The Secret or The Wish. Was it The Secret or The Wish that was on the Oprah book club? And it became huge. Look into this too.
My favorite Oprah thing is when she interviewed the chick that got her face ripped off by Travis the Chimp.
What is this?
Like, this chick,
She got her face ripped off and then she went on the Oprah show?
Yeah, she was wearing like a hat with like a curtain over it because the face was fucked. That was before she got the face transplant. But I was really into face transplants last summer. Like, if last August, if you asked me how is a face transplant done, I would be able to walk you through every step.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
But now it's all out of your memory.
It's
Have
like
you blocked
fuzzy.
it out? Or
I
is
haven't
it...
blocked it out, but I was really into it.
I don't think you can block something like that out.
No,
fully.
I watched found some footage. Like, I was
sure. Were you watching like
work.
Botched on E, or were you watching like
no, dude,
full?
A face transplant is not going to be on Botched on E, bitch. Okay, a face transplant, that's like the nitty gritty. That's like the crazy rare shit. Okay. That's like you're getting your fucking hands dirty.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
well,
and I was
so what
into
happened?
it all.
So you're seeing like actual face surgeons like going in and trying to do God's work, literally recreate a face.
They don't recreate a face. So they take a face. There's a donor face. So somebody that dies, and they have been
a donor face.
Yes. So if you're like an organ donor, and they determine that your face is viable, they're gonna put it on another bitch.
Because I'm an organ donor, someone could potentially.
Yes, but they're not gonna serve like you because they're not gonna have that bone structure, that beautiful Persian bone structure that you have.
Oh, stop.
They're not gonna have
Thank
it.
you.
So it's just gonna look like skin on, like your skin stretched over whatever the fuck they have left. Probably not much because, you know, usually these cases are like,
how do I change my organ donor status?
I don't know, but
I'm gonna change. My mom is a conspiracy theorist and told me that she thinks that if you are an organ donor, which I thought it was a very benevolent thing of me to do, that if for some reason the worst happens, something happens to you, you go to the hospital, they're like, well, she's an organ donor, so we're not going to save her life. Because someone else could get the organs.
I think they have like a surplus of organ donors. I think there's like enough
I don't
people
need to be a
being
part
organ
of it.
donors.
It's nice that everyone else is so charitable with their body parts. I think
Right.
I've given enough to the world, which is nothing. That's really what the world deserves.
But, you know, they would stick your skin to circle back to this. They would take your skin, they would take your face, and they would, you know, kind of mold. I guess they would just like
they would just kind of
like,
put it on someone's face and try
pieces.
to put the eyes in the right spot.
Yeah, but, you know, because their face is like fucked up, because most of these cases, if you need a face transplant, it's because your face got burned off or you shot yourself or something like that. And so the face is fucked.
What I don't understand is why you don't shoot yourself if you're in the position to get a face transplant. I would actually end my life.
100%. Like, if you tried to kill yourself once and you fucked yourself up that badly, bitch, do it again.
100%.
Like,
who loves life that much? I do love life. I love it.
Yeah, I'm happy.
But if that happens to me,
hell no.
I no longer love life.
Hell no.
And that's
the
an
ordeal, the paperwork.
And you really know the ordeal. I mean, you're well read on it. I'm not even well read, and I already know where my mind would go.
The waiting list is a long time. You got to walk around fucked up, and even when you get the face transplant, it's like the face you end up with, you're not hot. I mean, there was one guy who like came out the other side sort of attractive, but that's because he only needed some of his face redone. But you know, some of these bitches, like you're done for. You're donezo, queen. You're never gonna live a normal life again.
That's it for you. It's over. It's over.
It's over, and it's tragic, obvi, but like it's over. It's over, sister.
I love
Pack it up.
I love the Gen Z energy because you have it. You have, and I mean that because you have energy at all.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like everyone that's a millennial now is completely depleted of any energy.
I know.
Myself included in certain cases, but you have it, but then you're also able to back it up with like deep knowledge of things like face transplants and whatever.
Useless like factoids.
Not useless, because I think there's always a chance that
there's
you
always
could
a
be
podcast I could go on
100%
where I could share a fact.
Exactly. And you know, who are we if not people here to learn?
Exactly.
You know, that's truly all any of us can hope for, and to not be in a position to have a face transplant.
Right.
I'm
trying to not get this bitch fucked up. Like, I can't deal.
No, you can't do it.
My thing is like, I always like my solution to everything is just kill yourself. Like any real hard time. Like I was thinking about this. Like if I was in a horror movie, I was watching A Quiet Place 2. Right. This is what I was thinking in the theater. So this was a minute ago. This was like early last year.
Okay.
Early last year, and this thought still sticks with me. I was like, why be quiet when you can kill yourself? Why be in the quiet place when you can kill yourself? Because why do you want to live that bad if it's
to be
quiet?
in the movie or in the premise?
Not the movie.
I was going to say, I'd rather be in the movie.
I would kill myself if I wasn't in the quiet place. I've almost killed myself because I haven't been in a bunch of things.
Because you didn't get cast in the quiet. No, you can't kill yourself. Here's the problem. You can't kill yourself for not being cast in a quiet place. You can kill yourself for not being cast in like Castaway or, something that might be meaningful to your career. I don't know.
A Quiet Place was meaningful to some people's
Maybe.
careers.
I just don't respect horror. Sorry, Jordan Peele. Sorry to, everybody. But I just
don't watch a lot of horror either. Although
you do when you watch the face transplant videos. You watch real horror. You watch actual horror.
I like real horror.
She likes
but not
the
true crime because I find it... I don't know the ethics of it. It's like, and I'm not one for ethics, but actually I am because me and the girls are in our end the sex trade era. Okay. So we actually are into ethics now because we're realizing that porn and sex work is not actually empowering for women, and it's just men tricking us, and it's us like years of hookup culture brainwashing us and teaching us that like.
Well, I don't know if it's even men tricking us. I think it's a lot of women tricking us too.
It's us tricking ourselves, but it's like it's completely just like. But who's it benefiting? It's just benefiting men.
No, it's a fake and manufactured narrative that's been propped up in recent years.
Yeah,
I think
it's not
too.
feminist.
I mean, and it's not all like everything. There is a middle ground. Like not all sex work is. I think if you're, I don't know, if you're a stripper and paying your bills, God bless. Like, I don't care. I don't really give a shit. It's not my business. But am I going to sit here and say that there are no psychological ramifications to being a porn star?
Right.
There are. There's severe ones.
The porn
Has anyone
industry.
seen Boogie Nights? Like, does anybody have any respect anymore for art that has informed, hopefully informed some of us? But no, I don't think that people do. I don't think we actually realize like what the long-term damage of that is for girls, women, everybody.
Being in it, but like the effects of consuming it, like
sure.
Young people. I mean, I think young women, because oh my God, men my age are really sick and twisted. But young women are like, oh my God, it's not normal for my 19-year-old boyfriend to want to hog tie me and like come all over my face and kill me.
Right. No, but that is normal now.
It's normal. It's normalized.
It's become normal.
But it's sick and twisted.
Yeah. Normalized not getting, what is it? Hogtied and twisted.
Hogtied.
Normalized not that.
Came on and killed and stabbed and have the stab wounds fucked. That's not normal, ladies.
Yeah, no, it's not.
You shouldn't be like a freshman.
I love how viscerally she's describing this.
I'm serious.
Yeah, no,
you shouldn't be like a freshman at like Arizona State and your boyfriend Trevor is like stabbing you to death so he can get his rocks off. Like that's sick and twisted. He's got math in the morning.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I'm hoping we can get some gay audience from this episode. What do you think? Like, do you have any gay fan base? Because I would love to have
a gay fan base.
I would love to have some gays. I feel like you do based on just this alone.
Gays. They won't leave me alone.
Oh, please tell them not to leave me alone. I would love to have a gay following.
Gay people will not leave me alone, which is good. Like, I'm on my way. I'm like a nascent gay icon. Like, I'm on my way. But...
Oh, yeah. No, you're absolutely on your way. I could have told you that 5 minutes ago. I mean, genuinely, truly, I really believe that. Well, so wait, have we addressed your age? You're 18 years old?
Yes.
Okay, I feel like we're going to address it 10 more times before the end of this episode because it is fascinating to me that I can not only tolerate, but like genuinely, like I enjoy her company. And when I found out she was, because I didn't know you were your age, right?
Yeah.
I was talking to you, we were having conversations online, whatever. And I was like, oh, she's so cool. And then you told me you're 18. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like what? Like and I don't know if it's because I didn't like myself at 18. I don't know what it is, but she doesn't act 18. I don't know why. I think you can't even be tied to an age. I think you're kind of one of those personalities that's...
I'm amorphous.
Exactly. 100%. She cannot really be described. Well, so let's play this clip because this was my introduction to you, was this clip. This is my introduction to Ivy. I love it. Ivy and Ida. It has a nice ring to it.
I know.
3 letters, starts with an I.
Yeah.
Old school names. Yeah, it's good.
You're
Down
scrolling
there.
Past it. Girl, you're scrolling past it.
Girl, he tried it.
I have to ask you, what was the process of making this movie like?
Oh my God, I wasn't in it.
You aren't?
That's great. Well, there was a longer clip basically, but this is the gist of it is you're being interviewed on a red carpet for, what is it, Fear Street on Netflix?
Yeah, so basically, I don't know, I was brought there because of my TikTok clout. They had a bunch of like TikTok rejects. I think this was, let's see, the date on that is way later than what I posted. I posted this on New Year's, but when I found the clip. But I think that was like early July of last year. And I had at that point probably been off TikTok for like 3 weeks because my suicide note became a meme.
Oh, can we get into that?
We can get into it.
I mean, you brought it up, so I think we can get into it, right?
Absolutely. I love talking about it because it is top 5 funniest things that have ever happened to me in my life.
So your suicide note became public?
Yeah, well, I posted it. Here's the thing.
No.
Sometimes when you're young,
for sure,
you make choices that
you're at the age where you
smart.
don't really have to excuse any of your behavior. In
But
a few years, you'll be there, but not right now.
The thing is, people are already making me answer to like my dumb activities.
Are they trying to hold you accountable?
I mean, I got fired from the show I was on. Yeah, like people are trying. I mean, people know that, but like that's
these monsters.
These fucking monsters.
They're monsters.
You wouldn't fire little old me.
No, you wouldn't fire Ivy.
You wouldn't fire me. But
so what happened?
Basically, I mean, I was just sick and damn tired of all the shit that I was getting all the time. It was relentless. It was not stopping. Everybody was jumping on my fucking throat all the time. And I was sort of having like a little bit of a breakdown because a good friend of mine had just passed away from brutal cancer the week before.
Oh no.
Rest in peace, Julia.
R.I.P. Julia.
R.I.P. Julia. That's my girl forever. But God. Basically it was just like a fucking storm of things and I was like, oh, I'm out this bitch. And so I post on my IG story. I'm like, because that's famously the best place to make a major choice, to announce a major decision is IG stories. You do it, announce a baby on Instagram, announce a wedding on Instagram, announce the death of somebody on Instagram, announce a death to be had on Instagram.
Oh my God. So you did this on Instagram. More dignified place than TikTok, I imagine.
Oh, absolutely.
It's more of a nursing home,
right?
In comparison, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, everyone on it's old.
Yeah, and so they're like, "Aw," but on TikTok, the screenshot, posted it. It was a post and delete, right? Because then I was like, "Oh my God!" I just told everybody on Instagram
stories. What was the suicide
stories.
note? Was it like song lyrics? Was it like something that you kind of like put thought into? Was it like your actual was it a reel or was it kind of a bit?
It wasn't a bit. No, it was legit. But I mean, it wasn't like, it was like a spur of the moment thing.
Okay.
If I want to, I'm not fucking
If
Elliot
I read
Smith,
it, would I read it and say this is a suicide note?
You might be like, what is this heifer talking about? Like you probably.
Heifer, no, hardly. But it was cryptic.
It was a little cryptic, yeah. But like the gist of it was basically like everybody that read it was like,
right.
People were, I had the bitches scratching their heads.
Yeah.
I'm saying bitch a lot, like in a way that I usually don't.
We're trying to get the gay crowd.
We're trying to get the gay crowd.
It's fine.
I'm sorry to bitches listening that I'm saying bitch so often. It's not a pejorative. I use it only with love.
Yeah, it's a term of endearment.
Exactly.
100%.
But I'll try to switch up my verbiage.
So they dragged you for posting.
Basically, I post this thing. It was a post and delete because I was like, oh, cool. Yeah, I just made a cool choice by posting my like cryptic ass, messy ass, spur of the moment ass suicide note on IG stories. So I deleted it, but
yeah, not before your agents and managers and everybody.
No, they didn't catch on. But not until somebody had screenshotted it. Some bitch with a door knocker nose piercing and like a woo-woo ass freaky spiky anime girl haircut posted a TikTok of her green screened dancing in front of it.
Oh my God. That's kind of like...
And all the comments were like, I can't believe she's finally doing it. Like, let's go. Let's go, Brandon. We gotta go. Like, this bitch is out of here. We got her. Like, we won. Pack it up, team.
How old are you at this time?
I was, I think I was almost 17.
This is kind of beyond fucked up. I mean, that's like really fucked up.
It's a very singular trauma. I wouldn't consider it traumatizing. I mean, definitely at the time I was like, oh, I have to reckon with this now. But now I'm like, oh, that's actually funny, and it's called Legacy.
Yeah,
like,
it is 100%.
It's called Legacy.
Well, I look at that.
Iconic.
You know when I hear that story, you know what I think of, Ivy? I think like, why the fuck didn't I think of that first? That is what I think of. I think what you did seriously, why didn't I do that jokingly in order to grow an audience?
Right.
That is what that's what I'm thinking of now. Now you had the innate sensibility to do that.
Right.
Automatically, without even thinking of it as a career move.
It came
but I'm sure in
to
some
me.
way, didn't that help? Right?
I deleted all my social media after that. So I was gonzo for a bit.
Okay.
I was retreating into that. I was going into the real world.
But that's also part of the process is
to
drop a hit, right? Which you could call that a hit, and then walk away.
I came back. So that was June 2021. I came back November 2021. I was a cult classic.
See, this is where legends are built.
I was a cult classic.
And see, this is folks. Any publicity
is good publicity.
Is good publicity.
They were starting to rethink. The girls were out here rethinking my treatment.
So did you get like an irony following as from this?
Not an irony following. I think people were just like, oh, whole time she was funny. Like, wait, the whole time she was funny and only ever had good opinions.
Well, I mean the people that decided not to like you. Like, did they kind of suddenly start to like you?
Oh, I've had many messages, even just in the past few weeks, of people being like, I'm so sorry for the shit that I posted and said about you because I'm realizing you're actually really brilliant. And I'm like, yeah.
Well, how old were they at the time? Who do you think predominantly your haters? Were they all your peers in terms of their age?
Yeah.
That's probably where a lot of that behavior comes from. 100%. Now, also not, because full adults also post vicious and horrible things online.
Right, but then I can just call them fat and old. When it's like a jury of my peers, I'm like, oh, bitch, we going to jail.
Well, but you can also say they're young and stupid.
True,
that's
but
also
I'm
within
also...
your rights.
It could be argued I'm also young and stupid.
Yeah, but you're the one that's famous.
Right.
See what I'm talking about?
Okay, do you see
what I'm
genius?
saying?
Yeah.
Well, no, yeah, and that's the thing is I'm not a genius, but what I'm saying right now should be considered the gospel to so many people that couldn't come up with this on their own.
Yeah.
It is genius.
It is.
It is genius. Well, so then you got fired from your TV show.
Yeah, that was prior though. That was September 2020.
That's right. Okay, yeah, that's right. Well, so you've lived a whole life. You've lived several lives.
Yeah.
And how many of them, like, explain to me, because I think someone your age, I'm very curious what you think about the direction of social media. Like, where do you think we're headed? Like, where do you think TikTok is headed? Where do you think, like, how long is TikTok going to be viable as a social media?
I mean, I think it's like such...
You're not even on it anymore, right?
No.
You said good riddance.
I think a lot of people are leaving TikTok. I mean, like, it will never be what it once was.
And what was it exactly? Was it anything to really write home about? Like, was it?
Absolutely. Okay, I think a lot was born from TikTok. And I think I will always have some respect for creators on TikTok, because as much like degenerate garbage, like fucking factory farmed ass content that there is on there are some real diamonds in the rough, and like real people who are like otherwise would not be platformed or seen, who are making great content and who are genuinely very funny and talented people. So
that's fair. I would say that's a fair assessment.
Yeah, but I mean,
I'm not privy to any of them. I've never come across any, but I've also not really been on the app.
You don't have to be.
Yeah.
I feel so
left
superior.
out of something I don't want to be a part of. But that FOMO, it's just, there's like a tinge of it where I'm like,
what happened?
Am I getting old? And
Little St. James, you know? I'm like, because I know I would have been getting passed around on Little St. James. I know I would have. Maybe that's thinking of myself a little too highly, because I'm not like Cambodian and silent, but like I know.
Listen, honey, you could be if you wanted to be.
I totally could be, because you can be anything.
Get a few shades of bronze, or, you know, appropriate.
She can say that.
Yeah, you know. Anybody could say that. Fuck it.
That's true. Anybody can say anything.
Anybody can say anything.
And I love that.
Yeah, I love that for everybody. For us, we're really trying to get the gay following here. Yeah, I really love that for us.
Yeah.
So okay, so you've been deeply you know, entrenched in this culture of young internet celebrity. You're from LA.
Yes, young people who either came into too much money at a young age or were born into too much money at a young age.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm sort of just like, I don't know, like I'm like on the outside of it, watching
You're on the periphery.
I'm on the periphery, right? That's the word. Yeah.
Well, you were raised here, so you got to really experience seeing that. I think that celebrity, that kind of prototype of very rich, nepotistic person coming up in the world and kind of taking everything they want without really any of the merit, right?
Yeah, I've seen some of that.
But you're from so you told me you kind of bounced around within the LA area, yeah? So you kind of went all over the place?
I mean, I grew up in West Hollywood, and then I moved to
grow up
Mid-City.
in West Hollywood is I've often thought, what is the result of a childhood on the intersection of Melrose and Fairfax, right?
That's literally down that's within walking distance of my home.
And then you pop up into my life and I'm like,
this is it.
This is the embodiment of what happens.
Yeah.
And I kind of love it.
It's kind of everything.
It kind of is. You question it for a bit. Maybe you send it death threats on the internet for a little, but then eventually you come to and you realize, no. This is it.
This is it.
This is it.
Yeah. I am LA. I am pure Hollywood.
You are Queens Boulevard.
I am Queens Boulevard. I fucking love Entourage.
I love that you love Entourage because, and here's the thing, when I was your age when I started watching Entourage. I was about 17 or 16 and I just became infatuated with that show.
It's fucking awesome.
I remember thinking like, this is what Sex in the City should be. This is great. Because you know what it is because I thought Ari Gold was the most tremendous television character.
Oh my God, he's everything.
So
he
funny.
is the Jewiest Jew to have ever Jewed on TV.
Yeah.
Completely.
Is Jeremy Piven even Jewish?
I think so.
Ari Gold is.
He's got to be. He's like 5'8". Like he has to be. Yeah. He's 5'8" and like
I think he's Italian, right?
I don't think so. He's like 5'8" and got like tree trunk thighs. He's got to be Jewish.
You might be right.
I might be right.
You really probably are
Stu,
right.
can you pull up, is Jeremy Piven Jewish?
Is Jeremy Piven Jewish? But Ari Emanuel certainly is. The character he's based off of. Yeah.
Jeremy Piven once outside of Supernova was wearing a fedora and smoking a cigar, and he looked me up and down.
Did he have the dark rim glasses on?
He was not wearing glasses, so I could see the whites of his eyes. You know, I could see his pupils enlarging as he took me in.
Yeah.
And
what was his what did you think of his assessment of you? What did you think he was thinking? What was his?
I thought he was thinking hot, young.
Yeah.
And I was like, hot, young.
That's great. I love that you had a complete conversation in your mind.
Yeah, it was telepathic. He wanted me to be his 9th allegation.
Does he have allegations?
It's a whole section on his Wikipedia. I mean, here's the thing.
Are you serious?
I think a lot of them.
How was I not privy to this?
I don't think they're allegations of like misconduct, right? Which can be anything.
That's a gray area that
it's a very gray area.
Very, very gray. The problem is when you have several gray areas.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I've never heard that he's had any allegations because Ari Gold was 57?
Such a great.
He's really 57.
Whoa!
I thought he was younger than that. I will give him that.
Is he Jewish?
I think
Ukrainian
he is
Jewish descent.
You were right.
Yep.
You were right. So I'll never forget the story I read about him, that he got mercury poisoning from eating too much sushi. And I'll never forget reading that. I read it years and years ago.
Nobu Cell.
Yeah, he just was eating too much damn sushi. And I realized like hedonism actually can be a problem and an obstacle in one's life. And for people to downgrade that trauma, it has to be kind of hard, honestly, to be really rich. And
to be a bacchanalian is to feel real pain.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
Yes, to be a bon vivant
Marie
is to suffer.
Antoinette went through a lot.
She
and
got her
Sophia
fucking
Coppola really documented that
She
beautifully.
got her head chopped off.
She got her head chopped off, and that was the least of her problems.
Yeah, and then a nepotism baby made her biopic.
Yes, absolutely.
The cycle repeats itself.
And did it really beautifully, I thought.
Everything old is new again. It's all the fucking...
The earth is healing.
The earth is healing.
We're renewing.
Nepotism babies are going to save the planet.
Perhaps.
Because they're going to inherit all the industries and they're going to have their like Gen Zs.
They're going to destroy the planet, but they're going to tell us that they're saving it along the way, and that's really all that matters.
They're going to like the Atlantic Ocean will put she they pronouns in her bio, and then we'll be perfect.
Well, everything will be fine as long as there's a rainbow flag emoji next to everything.
Exactly.
Then we're good.
Non-binary BP.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Oh my God. BP.
Yeah.
What a reference to the past. Are you talking about the oil spill? Wow. She's 18 years old, folks. Please give her a round of applause for knowing about the 2009 BP spill. I mean, was it 2009?
I don't know. I don't know what year it was, but
see, it's like to her, it's like 9/11. Were you even here for 9/11?
No.
Oh my God, bro. You weren't even here?
No, that was 3 years before me.
Holy shit, dude. Please just give me a moment of silence. Please just give me, not the country. No, I'm kidding. Give the country a moment of silence. For the love of God, you weren't even here yet on 9/11. That's crazy.
Never forget, never be present.
I mean, I was very young. But yeah, I mean, it's. I guess I can't really ask you your thoughts on 9/11. Huh? It's probably inappropriate.
You can ask me my what I.
What do you think
of
as an 18-year-old living in society and living in WeHo?
Are you asking if I'm like,
what do you think about 9/11?
Fuel doesn't melt steel beams?
Somewhat. I'm kind of asking you that. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have any solid framework opinions about 9/11.
Have you seen the new Pearl Harbor?
The new Pearl Harbor? What do you mean? Like it happened again?
We'll discuss it after the show. I care about your career potentially that you're gonna have.
They did it again?
No, listen. They did not do 9/11 again. No. Nobody could. Nobody will. Nobody should try.
No, don't do 9/11 again.
Don't do it again,
Stop.
folks.
You're so
Please,
sexy. Don't do 9/11
hey,
again.
Hey, Hollywood, please don't reboot 9/11 like you reboot everything else. Dude,
Come on, leave some IP alone.
Yeah, seriously. Dude, today I went outside and I was like, I was just trying to get like a fucking breakfast sandwich, and there's a million trucks like there always is, so I can't get any fucking parking on the middle of Sunset, and it's because they're filming another reboot for Quantum Leap. I don't even know what Quantum Leap is.
I don't know what the fuck Quantum Leap is.
Please look up Quantum Leap.
Everything's a fucking reboot. I'm sick.
It's so sad, dude. Nobody has any original thoughts anymore, and it really makes me wonder if there's ever going to be like a renaissance. But I really don't think there will be.
I've heard of this show. Who was on Quantum Leap?
I don't think I'd ever heard of it.
What are they remaking it for?
It's follows
IMDb.
Dr. Sam Beckett. See, this is where we got to go to Wikipedia instead. IMDb is useless unless somebody wants to promote themselves.
As I often do.
On IMDb? Doesn't work.
My IMDb is completely useless. I only have 3 credits and only 2 are listed. My reel on IMDb that my agency made, I'm not in 3 minutes of it. Doesn't even have the best clips of what I did on the show I was on. Like,
they just made an entire reel of somebody else.
It's mostly me, but and I was skinny fat and I had this fuck ass bob. Like, it was such a rough time of my life. Watching myself on TV. This is why, I don't know. I don't think I was equipped to be an actress because I think too deeply about things and I cannot compartmentalize, but I like to view my work as an allegory for my life.
Okay.
I won't get into that whole spiel because it will make me sound completely schizophrenic, but kind of tangential to that, watching myself on TV is what gave me an eating disorder.
Is that true? You had an eating disorder?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. It's I write a lot of my jokes when I did stand up were about the anorexia community.
Oh my God. So wait, so what do they call it? Thinspo?
Thinspo, that's the thin inspiration, but the community is the pro-ana community.
Oh, right. That's right. Okay, so what is the pro-ana community really like? Can we get into that a bit?
I mean, the thing is, the days of anorexia being cool and inspiring and beautiful
the
and
90s
romantic.
Are over.
The 90s are, but not even just that. When
early
there was
2000s too.
The 2010s with Tumblr.
For sure.
That's
it
over.
It all kind of ended when Kim Kardashian decided that she was going to be the queen.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
No, of the new age beauty standard.
Yeah. Yes. That. And also, just in a social media sense, I mean, I guess the Kardashians are social media, but Tumblr sort of died out.
Tumblr was huge, dude. Yeah. I was really
the anorexics were
Tumblr.
On Tumblr. They were hungry. They were hungry and typing.
I remember scrolling through Tumblr and seeing that stuff, the Thinspo hashtag. I never saw Pro-Ana, but maybe that was after my time. But I remember seeing...
Pro-Ana's been...
Has it been around?
Starts from the early 2000s. There was specific websites and forums, and then it sort of...
So this was a community.
Transmuted onto social media. Yes, absolutely. And there still is. Has
it died down a bit?
Yes. It's more...
Has Lizzo really calmed everybody down about... The
Pro-Ana
community. I don't know that she's had a direct impact on the Pro-Ana community.
No, I think it's added fuel to the fire. I think these bitches are angry now. They used to be I'm so melancholy. I just wish my parents understood me. Sad skinny girl.
Kate Moss with a cigarette in her hand. I'm just imagining everything that I would...
Cassie from Skins. That type of vibe.
Cassie from Skins. I don't even know who that is.
British teen drama from the 2000s.
Okay. I know the show, but I don't know Cassie.
Big amongst Rexies, but she was the anorexic character on that show. Big amongst Rexies. She was
anorexic on the show, or she was anorexic?
The character was anorexic.
Oh, and then she was also also anorexic in real life, I imagine, to play her, right? Or no?
I mean, maybe she was just a woman with a thin build, but
How does
I
that
don't know
affect
because
your
you look at her
psyche if
now
you're
and
playing
she
the anorexic person?
it probably you're finna be anorexic.
Yeah, you're on the pro ana side yourself,
she's
right?
filled out since. I mean, granted, it's been 15 years, but you know.
Well, I mean, you could only hope that they'd fill out, right? Because those I remember seeing the thin post. It's like really, really disgusting.
Oh yeah, I mean,
it's sick.
Girl, I was in the trenches. Like,
you were really deep in that. Like, you were looking at that skeletal shit, thinking like, this is what I want to be.
Absolutely. Like, after a while, like Kendall Jenner and Bella Hadid get a little rote, and you're like, okay, where was the most recent famine?
Well, Kendall's. Oh, I thought you said Kylie.
Yeah, it's like, it's like the it girls. That's like what.
I
that's
just
like
don't think that was like
the surface of like pro Anna of like the thinspo is like, oh, like I want to look like Bella Hadid or da da da. Look at this.
Bella Hadid is very thin, but she's not like some of the shit I remember seeing was
right because it used to be worse, but now because the it girls, I mean, they're thin, but like it's glamorous. But once you get to the sick bitches, like the bitches who their eating disorders have them all turned around, like the shit you can discover of like what people are like, this is what I want to look like. I mean, it was crazy for me. Like what I was like.
And how old were you at this point?
I mean, this was probably like age 14 to 15. Like it was a phase. Like
sure.
I grew out of it because
some
I
people
realized
are goth, some people are pro Anna.
Yes, exactly. I wasn't pro Anna. I was just anorexic and I was never a part of the pro Anna community.
Right.
But I was an observer.
You drew inspiration.
Yes, I like kept it. I knew what was going on. I knew what I was just like I was a lurker, basically.
You were on the periphery of that too.
Yes.
Somewhat.
Oftentimes I'm on the periphery of a lot.
But you were deeply psychologically probably affected by it in some way, right?
I guess it just kept me going. Like, I guess it just kept me. I guess it's just, when you've got when the girls are like, let's go, you're going to be like, let's go, even if you're outside the party.
You're still a part of a community, right?
If turned down for what comes on inside the party, you might, lip sync it from the driveway.
For sure. Yeah. And that's kind of what you were doing in this regard.
Right.
Okay. Totally understand. Well, that's interesting. I didn't really know that was such a huge thing. I remember it popping up on my Tumblr, and I was not. So I remember being a little puzzled by that. I was like, well, I'm not following any of these pages. So why are they finding me? So it makes sense that they were such a huge community.
It was huge. It was everywhere. But now it's like there's a community on Twitter and they're just bitches and they'll call. Yeah, it's like small and they're
very niche.
Very niche. And they're going to get mad. They hate when anybody like talks about them or exposes them.
Great.
They're like a fucking gang. Like these hungry bitches are shanking people in the streets, except they're like addicted to their phones and like shivering in Algebra 1. Like, bitch, get over yourself. That's the thing. I like realized I was like, oh my God, this is no longer romantic or cool. Like, not even just outside of like the being sick part. I was like, this is actually tacky and passe as fuck. Like, I stopped being anorexic because it got too mainstream. I was like, there is nothing original about what I'm doing.
Your real act of rebellion was leaving behind your former act of rebellion to your own body. That's great.
Yes, because I was like, oh my God, this is so mainstream. Like, watching corny TikToks about anorexics, and I'm like, oh my God, like, you bitches are such like boring freaks.
You're zeros, literally and figuratively, and it's a problem.
I'm like, get out of those Lululemons, stop talking about rice cakes, like, bitch, go get a job.
And then get back in the Lululemons because they make good products.
I guess they do, but
I like
Lulus.
Yeah, I'm wearing them right now. They
look great on you.
Thank you, Ivy. Thank you so much. So anyways, we've covered so you've really been through the ringer then.
Yeah.
You've really been through the ringer.
Oh, I've lived a life.
You've lived 10 lives.
Yeah.
You've lived 10 lives. You've had the thinspo phase. My phases were like very boring in comparison. Like,
yeah.
I think Entourage might have been an entire phase for me. Like, that might have actually been an entire. I was living in Dallas, it's very suburban, very boring, very like, I was not dealing with the antics and the characters on Hollywood Boulevard. That was not part of my day. Part of my day was not taking a walk down Melrose and seeing what, shoe stores being like, shot up that day.
Yeah.
Which was maybe more a recent development than when you were growing up. But still, living in Los Angeles, I mean, it's no bed of roses all the time, but you are also surrounded by characters that then inform your personality and probably make you more interesting versus the people I was growing up with.
Problem is, I find it's often the same type of character.
Is it?
Like, I'm excited. I'm going to school in Boston. I'm excited
That's right.
to
You're leaving.
be in a city where a man is not going to be a DJ or a creative director.
Sure.
Because what does being a creative director entail? You're like, your friend is taking shitty photos of naked women on Polaroids and you're telling her to like take the Victoria's Secret panties off a little further. Like, you're not a creative director. You're a sex fiend. You're a sex pervert. You're a freak. You're going to jail.
Well, Terry Richardson had a career.
He could photograph me. I have this weird fantasy. I want to be photographed by Richard Kern.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
why is that? Who is that one again? Richard Kern. What did he do? Like
Photographer.
Kate Moss and shit?
I mean, probably, but he just does like, scantily clad photos of women. But I'm like,
who does he
that
photograph mostly?
New York girls. But like,
Okay,
I'm
interesting.
like, just like, New York models and hot girls and young actresses. And I'm like, I don't know, he could take a photo of me. But
Sure.
I feel like, the thing is, like, I'm almost like under-sexualized to a criminal point. Like an actual
I can't
offensive.
post this if you advocate for your own sexual promotion,
I'm
Ivy.
not
You're 18 years old.
advocating
I have
for
to
my own sexual
you know,
promotion.
I've never been in a position where I have to be an adult and like and this is what's the problem for me is I've never been in a position where I have to dictate the moral
Bitch, maybe you're stepping up to the plate.
what you're doing right now is you're like being disobedient, right? Because I then have to come in and say, Ivy, you're 18 years young. I
Fine.
can't have you promoting your body. But then
I'm not
again, in this
promoting
new
my
world
body.
order, that's kind of what they want, right?
Yeah, we're all whores in one
We
way
are.
or another.
The thing is like if you're not a whore, you're eventually going to be one,
yeah,
or you won't be one. But it's a possibility.
yeah.
It's a possibility for us all.
Most of my jokes when I did stand up were about like LA pedophilia.
Now, how long did
and
you
like
do stand up for?
not long, like literally a few weeks. But I was writing a lot of new
And
stuff,
it was kind of enough, right?
it
Those
was
few weeks
yeah.
for
Because then
now.
I was like, I ran out of ideas.
Yeah.
like I really ran out of things to write about, but my jokes were good.
Yeah, no, I believe it.
That's the thing.
I would've watched your set.
I'm a good joke writer, and that's why I had a big following on TikTok because I'm a fucking good joke writer. But
I wish I
like,
saw your TikToks. There's really no way. There's no archive. There's no.
I might make a greatest hits compilation.
You should.
Yeah.
You absolutely. I would love to see it. I've never seen it. You're like this. I don't exactly. You're like this enigma.
Yeah.
In some way, because I don't really know. I didn't know when I found out, like when I saw you on social media, I was like, I don't know who she is. And I tried to look
Yeah.
into you and nothing came up. It was like I was looking up like a CIA agent or something.
Yeah.
There was really nothing there.
Yeah.
But then I eventually found out that it was TikTok,
yeah.
but then it's all off of TikTok.
It's all off of TikTok, and then obviously like my acting career stalled, and I haven't done anything really of note.
You will.
I will.
You absolutely will.
I will. I think I will.
Getting
but like,
fired from a TV show is so much cooler than being on one. To be
honestly,
honest.
yeah.
To be completely honest.
Honestly, yeah.
To be completely honest, getting fired, I mean, in this day and age. Now,
Yeah.
if we're talking 1990s,
No, I'm
The
like
Sopranos is airing on Sunday nights.
no,
it's a
I'm
different
I'm
world.
like got a needle in my arm at the Viper Room. I'm dead.
100%. Yeah, no,
now-
it's not. We're not living in a world of River Phoenixes anymore.
Right, but
that
now
day's over.
I can get some like clout for my fringe beliefs and
Sure.
beautiful face.
As you
and-
should.
Yeah.
As you should. Absolutely, you should. Well, so I wanted to get your thoughts on some things.
Okay.
I figured because you and I always kind of talk about. I don't really know what it is that we talk. We talk about TV shows we like, but there's. I remember having a. I was rewatching. I just restarted the Bling Ring. Right. I remember when the Bling Ring happened. I was like, this is something I think Ivy would know about. Right.
I do know about it.
Do you remember a show called Pretty Wild on E?
I have heard of it because I am kind of like a connoisseur of like exploitative and trashy reality television.
Yes, but
I
we were able
love
to talk about
trash.
all of that. Did you ever
Yes.
watch Jersey Shore?
No. I've never watched Jersey Shore. I know I need to
Ivy.
because that's
no,
like
no. That's the
that's
magnum opus.
that's in the canon. Yeah.
Kind of the magnum opus of reality
Yeah.
television in many, many ways. But
Did you like ever watch Flavor of Love and Rock of Love?
yes, I did. I did watch Flavor of Love briefly. I did watch Rock of Love. I preferred Flavor of Love.
Yes.
But I did not watch that. There were like spin-offs of those shows, were there not?
Yeah, so I think Flavor of Love was first, and then it was Rock of Love, and then there was Daisy of Love. There was I Love New York, which was Tiffany New York Pollard, one of the greatest reality TV presences we've ever had. Maybe
What's her name?
top 3. Tiffany New York Pollard.
Okay, and this was a Flavor of Love?
You've definitely seen her memes.
Look that up if you
She
can.
was on Big Brother later, like Celebrity Big Brother. I mean, this woman is like unbelievably influential to our culture and like the humor that we have now.
No, it's like Tiffany. What is it? Tiffany. Oh,
yeah.
Is that her? Yeah. I remember seeing her. I definitely remember her face. Oh, yeah. For sure I do.
Every meme.
Yes.
She has done the work. Like she's a rich text.
She's put in
completely.
work. Yeah.
Yeah. So I honor her. I
We
take this
honor
time
her.
to honor you, Tiffany New York Pollard. You gave me everything.
Hats off. Do you remember, speaking of Tiffany's, do you remember the America's Next Top Model moment, the famous moment where she's like yelling at a girl named Tiffany?
Was it I'm rooting for you? We were all rooting for you.
Yes. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Dude. Yes. You really know them all.
Yeah, well, because that's also became a meme. So
Yeah.
here's the thing: a lot of these moments become like memes
For
like
the younger
in
generations.
retrospect.
I watched it
Yeah.
while it was, I don't know, actually it might have even
I
been
used to
before
watch a lot of America's Next Top Model when I was young, like maybe
They would have
2008.
marathons on
Yeah,
all the time.
2008, 2009. Like
Yeah.
I was,
How old were you at the time? I was.
in 2008? I was. Let's see. I was 4.
Oh my God. You were watching this when you were 4?
Maybe more like 5 and 6.
Oh my God. That's crazy.
Yeah.
You were watching this at like 6 years old. This
I
was
mean, I
what
didn't
was
absorb
shaping.
any of it, but I remember there was one chick who was like bald, or she was like going bald, and she always wore a bandana, and then she like did the bald reveal, and it's like, bitch, we knew you were bald.
Yeah.
You got a bandana on, like you're sleeping in a bandana, girl.
Well,
You've
but
got
why
something to
wouldn't she
hide.
show that off? That's like something you would want to show off as like your thing,
They
right?
were always they were always like pussyfooting around their flaws, and
They
Tyra
kind of
Banks
were. They
like
weren't owning it.
Tyra Banks is actually going to rotten hell, like because
You think so?
Oh, absolutely, because the psychological tortures that she put all those poor beautiful women through, like
Yeah.
insurmountable. And she also like, I mean, I remember I was looking at this the other day because this clip resurfaced on TikTok. Obviously do not have TikTok, which makes me far superior to many people in my generation.
100%.
No offense, but gets me on my high horse. But even though once TikTok was my life,
Yeah.
but you know, I'm sober. Yes.
You've gone past that. You've definitely gone past
Yes,
that.
I'm on the wagon.
But so Tyra Banks, like,
yeah, so there was a clip that like resurfaced of this woman that she, in like maybe season 1 or 2 of America's Next Top Model, this model that was probably like, I don't know, a size 6 maybe.
Yeah.
And Tyra and all the other judges are like Janice Dickinson and that gay guy who always like the gay
Yes.
guy who like always bumped the ends of his hair, like had like an inexplicable bob, Miss J.
Miss J.
Yeah.
That's right.
They were basically like calling her obese.
or they had on. Wait, no, you're not talking about Andre Leon Talley.
No, I'm talking about Miss J.
Oh, I know who you're talking
Yeah.
about. Yes. Andre Leon Talley was on Project Runway.
Was he?
I don't know. Anyways, I'll
He was
probably have to-
prolific. I know he
yeah.
was prolific,
Yeah.
but
R.I.P.
Miss J, not prolific. I mean,
Miss J is shady.
in his their
Yeah.
their we're gonna go with that.
There.
Their own way, Miss J, you are prolific, but you and all of your you and your cohort are going to rot in hell because they were calling this woman who was like maybe a size 6 at most.
Mm-hmm.
They were like laying into her like, bitch, you are obese.
Oh my God.
Not obese.
Well, but they also did that in Devil Wears Prada, and it made for a better movie because it was an insane thing to insinuate that Anne Hathaway was fat in that movie.
Right.
But Stanley Tucci's character kept calling her 6,
Yeah.
saying like you need to lose weight, obviously. But it made the movie funnier. She also wasn't fat, right?
Yeah, the woman on America's Next Top Model was not fat at all. I mean, she was a thin woman.
I guess that's a movie and this is real life.
Yeah.
So maybe there's a little bit of a
she
moral
was a
difference.
thin woman, and Tyra and Miss J and Janice Dickinson and like, I don't know, somebody else from that freaky peanut gallery were like laying into her like, girl, you are fat. Like, you are medically fat. You are big. You are a
That's
plus size
so
model.
Crazy.
She was like probably not much bigger than I am.
That's
like
wild.
a thin woman. So all
Well,
those
and
people are
isn't
going to
Tyra
rot in hell.
now talking about like body positivity.
Yes, she went on her
and
show, like when she got Tyra, like her like daytime
People
talk show.
forget about
She
the
was
history.
like the whole kiss my fat ass
That's
moment.
right. Oh my God, a huge moment was
Yeah.
kiss. Can you please pull that up on YouTube?
You can
Just for-
kiss my fat ass.
Can we also, while we're at it, pull up the Tiffany moment because it really is. Whatever we think about Tyra, the Tiffany moment was It was
we
one
were
of the
rooting
most.
for you. We were all rooting for you.
It was an unhinged moment in television history.
I mean, that whole show was so sick and twisted.
I don't know why you're typing in New York. Just
I once
Tyra
met-
Banks, America's Next Top
after I
Model.
saw
Tiffany.
after I saw Joker with my dad in 2019 at the like. Oh fucking! I can't. I think the movie theater is like no, not the Vista. It's like the one in Hollywood, and there's like next to where Amoeba used to be.
Oh yeah. Not the Chinese theater.
No, but I can't. I don't know why I'm blanking on it. But but after I saw Joker with my dad at that theater, one of the winners of like a former winner of America's Next Top Model, we met up with my dad's friend my dad's friend knew somehow this like former winner of America's Next Top Model, this woman like in her 40s. She was with her husband who was wearing a bulletproof vest under his button down. Nobody's gonna run up on this guy. Nobody knows who the fuck he is, but he thinks he has shooters because the tap water makes you sick here.
Delusions of grandeur.
Yes, like you think that somebody is going to shoot you, king.
Right.
Nobody's gonna shoot you. But like now that she's not modeling and she's married to this guy, their job is to like basically they have this house in like the hills that he like the husband like inherited, the bulletproof vest husband inherited or something, and they just rent it out for parties. It's like a party mansion. And
so like TikTok stars and stuff.
Yeah, for like celebrity birthday parties and shit like that. Like that's what they do. That's how they make their money. But like she asked me, I was 15. She points to my dad and she goes, "Is this your boyfriend?"
What? Oh, she was like dad or date. It's a game I used to play when I waited tables. Is I would wait on people and I would say we played this game called dad or date.
Yeah.
And so they asked if your dad was your boyfriend.
Yeah, she looked at me and she was like, "How long have you guys been together?"
And you're 15 years old.
I'm 15 years old. My dad is 50 and she was like, "How long have you guys been together?"
He was 50? It wasn't even like he was like some really young dad.
He was 50 years old.
Not that would make a difference.
Like,
you're 15 years old. I mean,
Woody Allen
God.
posture, like, and she was like,
"Wow.
Is this your boyfriend?"
What is wrong with
and
this
I said,
woman?
"No, that's my dad." And she goes, "Oh, and then keeps talking.
Holy shit. Well, now, was she saying that just to throw shade almost?
No, I think
Was she truly that ignorant?
No, I think she's damaged beyond belief.
Oh, like she was...
I think she's sick beyond repair.
Very abused, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the modeling, you see some of the documentaries, man, of the Epstein-affiliated folks that were completely abusing models.
Yeah, the agents, the French
ones?
agent.
Yeah, what was there's like a Hulu documentary I was watching about it. I can't remember what it's called.
One of those dudes just killed himself.
Right. Oh, right. Of course. No, he did not kill himself. I mean, maybe he did, but it's so much more fun to think. No, he did. He didn't. He was
way.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. No, that. Yeah. He did not. The one in the French prison, right? Yeah. No, he did not. Kill
Absolutely
himself.
fucking not. He did not. Fucking
1,000% not. But let's play this Tyra Banks clip because
yeah.
it is phenomenal. Go to the second one, maybe, because it's right.
Yeah, it's like a clip.
Yeah, go to the second one. This is iconic.
Cheer up, what a head. Looking all sad. Come good luck. Come on. Oh, girl, you gotta stop.
They're all so thin.
I know.
Oh my God.
That's why when the
thin.
woman came on and she was a size 6, Tyra was laying into her, and it's like she looked. I mean, she probably wasn't even a size 6. She was maybe a 4.
Did she apologize for any of this behavior?
I don't know.
She published a fake apology. Oh, here we go.
She's gonna rot.
Your emotion right now. It shows to me that this was something that's very important to you.
That girl looks 15.
Tiffany, I'm extremely disappointed in you. This is a joke to you. You've been through anger management. You've been through your grandmother getting her lights turned off to buy you a swimsuit for this competition. And you go over there and you joke and you laugh. This is serious to this girl.
Look at her eyes.
And this should be serious to you.
Looks can be deceiving. I'm hurt. I am. But I can't change it, Tyra. I've been...
Yes, you can.
No, you can't
Like
change
the fucking
what?
peanut gallery in the back.
I'm crying about stuff that I cannot
They already
change.
decided it.
I'm
What
sick
is
of
it that
being
she can
disappointed.
change?
I'm sick of all of it. I'm not.
You're
Thank
not sick
you.
of being disappointed,
Yes,
Tiffany.
obviously I am.
No, you're not. If you were sick of being disappointed, you would stand up and you would take control of your destiny. Do you know that you had a possibility to win? Do you know that all of America is rooting for you? Do you know that? And then you come in here and you treat this like a joke? You come in here and look at that and say, I can't read that. You read 10 times better than half of those girls over there.
You did. You did.
And you come in here with a defeatist attitude.
I don't have a bad attitude. Maybe I am angry inside. I've been through stuff, so I'm angry.
Yes,
Everybody-
but it's not, this is not, be
Okay,
quiet,
but
Tiffany.
everybody-
Be
I'm-
quiet.
That's
What is
I'm
wrong
not
with
trying to
you?
act, but you're not-
Stop it!
Sound effects.
I have never in
yelled
my
at a
life
girl
yelled
like
at a girl
this.
like this. When my mother yells at this, it's because she loves me. I was
for you.
We were
all
all
rooting for you.
How dare you? Learn something from
Learn
this.
something from this.
You go to bed at night, you lay there, and you take responsibility for yourself. Because nobody's going to take
This poor
responsibility
girl.
for you. You roll in your eyes and you act like this because you've heard it all before. You've heard it all before. You don't know where the hell I come from. You have no idea what I've been through. But I'm not a victim. I grow from it and I learn. Take responsibility for yourself.
I mean, what a class act, Tiffany. Just not reacting.
Yeah.
Many
fucking
other women would have
history-
socked her in the
Yeah,
face.
the fucking histrionic behavior from Miss Tyra.
It's beyond, dude. I mean, you really wonder. I'm like, has Tyra Banks grown from this? What does she think of this? She probably loves him. He's a huge iconic moment for her, right?
Oh,
to
yeah,
to have an
absolutely.
unhinged,
Yeah.
completely melodramatic
Yeah, that's like a
breakdown on
cultural
television.
touchstone now.
It is kind of a cultural
Yeah.
touchstone among a certain class of people, myself included.
Myself included as well.
Yeah, I mean, we're not above it, folks.
Absolutely
This
not.
shit raised us.
Yeah.
This shit really, these moments raised us. As sad as it might be to some,
I love trash.
I love it too.
I will revel in trash.
I will too.
I will spend time with trash. I love trash.
There was a period in my life where I like to think like I've outgrown reality television. I've outgrown
Absolutely
this.
not. I am never above it.
Well, and I prefer scripted now, so I think that puts me in a good place mentally. But then again, I'm like, it's all scripted, right? Some of it is
Yeah.
just made to be believed.
Manufactured.
It's manufactured, exactly.
Yeah, contrived.
Exactly. But it's like some of that moment right there is better than so many improv troops.
Yeah.
That moment right there is better than so much stand-up comedy. That moment, and yes, it's disturbing.
Yeah.
It's absolutely disturbing. But that's why we like it.
That's why we like. I love My 600-Pound Life is one
I've never
of my.
seen it. That might cross the line for me because the pockets of fat, the crazy.
It's like abject to you. You're grossed
Well,
out.
I can't look at like surgical things. Like I can't really look at blood
Oh,
too
I
much.
can.
Yeah, because
I
you
used
watched
to-
face transplant
Yeah,
stuff,
yeah,
right? So
I
my
used to
600-pound life was probably just a walk in the park for
Yeah,
you.
before I realized that like I wanted to be like a Hollywood shill, I was like from maybe 7th grade to 10th grade, I wanted to be a pathology technician, so I wanted to perform autopsies.
No,
and
you
I was,
did not.
I was fully gonna do it. I've seen them happen. I've seen footage. None of it wigs me out. Like
None of it. Do you think you're gonna have like a moment one day where it is gonna affect you a little bit more?
I mean, obviously, I feel bad for all those involved who have passed on. Like, it's not like I'm like, you know?
Yeah, it's
But,
not just
like-
another frog you're dissecting.
No,
huh,
I
for
mean, although
science
I was
class.
great at that in class.
Did you do it? I skipped school that day. I pretended to have my period even though I hadn't even started yet. You probably started your period like 3 years ago, huh?
Late, yeah.
Oh my God.
I was
I
late.
was really hoping I wouldn't be right about that.
Yeah, I didn't hit. I have the vibe of a girl who didn't hit puberty until after all her peers.
Well, you're thin.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my mom. Very thin. Didn't
Hear that? Sorry, I'm like blowing
no,
out your
don't
mic.
apologize.
But I'm serious about this shit.
Yeah. Well, okay. Oh, hold on. There's another clip that we have to play. This is what I wanted to show you.
Okay.
Pretty wild. I want to get your reaction to this because if you
is
thought
it
you
the-
loved, please go to my Twitter. I recently liked this video.
I think I've seen it. Is it the Nancy Joe?
Yes.
Alexis Nares calling? Yeah.
How have you seen this? You haven't seen Pretty Wild.
Because this is in the canon.
Well, we're gonna play it for the folks anyway, because anyone who hasn't seen this video is kidding themselves if they think they've ever been entertained
She
and
was
haven't seen this.
ugly.
I mean, she was out of her mind, dude. This video.
She was not a cute young woman.
Well, she looked better then than I don't know. I don't actually know
She's
what she looks
fine
like.
looking. Just the forehead is like a lot.
She's fine.
Nancy Joe, this is Alexis.
Nancy Joe is a Vanity Fair reporter that interviewed her. Oh, hold on. Pause this. Let's give him a little context.
Yeah.
Pretty Wild. I'm an idiot. So Pretty Wild is a show that aired for one season on the E! Network. And this is like, what, in 2010, 2013 or something. And basically, Alexis Nyers got a show. She was accused of being part of the Bling Ring. She was. She denied it. She fervently denied it. But she was caught at Orlando Bloom's house, was she not? Yeah. And they stole millions of dollars of merchandise from various celebrities. They hit Paris Hilton several times. Lindsay Lohan. Everyone's probably heard of the Bling Ring. Sophia Coppola did a movie about it. But Alexis, who played Alexis Nyers? Emma Watson?
I think it was either Emma Watson or Thaisa Farmiga.
No, it was Emma Watson.
It was Emma Watson?
Yeah, Thaisa Farmiga played the other one.
Yeah.
I don't know. But Emma Watson played this woman, so imagine that. But this is one of the moments from the very fleeting reality show on the television network where Alexis Nyers yells at a Vanity Fair reporter who wrote a less than favorable article about her, profiling her and her 5-finger discount ways. So let's go ahead and watch this.
I'm calling to let you know how disappointed I am in your story. How horrible you me. You
That's the mom.
Stop. You lied. Stop it. Stop it, Mom. Lied. Stop. Damn it. Nancy Joe, this is Alexis Nyers calling. I'm calling to let you know how disappointed I am in your story. There's many things that I read in here that were false. Like you saying that I wore 6-inch Louboutin heels to court with my tweed skirt when I wore 4-inch little brown BB shoes. $29! Every time I have to re-record it!
This is Alexis Nyers calling.
This is Alexis Nyers calling. I'm calling to let you know how disappointed I am in your story and the light that you shed on me when I am going through such a
I wish this was
hard
open
time
mic, so I'd still be doing
I
screens.
opened up to you so that way the world could potentially know what a great, amazing, talented, strong, healthy girl that I am. Not even a girl, young woman. I am petrified with this story.
Petrified with this
The
story.
mom is the best
I'm
part
so
of this.
in the juicy suit, just like
It's just like Amy Poehler and Mean Girls.
yes, she's like heaving.
Yeah.
That was beautiful. You did such a good job of expressing yourself.
It's one of the best. I mean, to think that
This is her story.
the fact that someone didn't win an Oscar for this is a tragedy.
Oh,
I
it's
mean,
amazing.
that's one of the greatest
Emmy
clips.
worthy.
I mean, Stu just liked it. It's unbelievable. He just
Yeah.
liked it on the page. It's a brilliant video.
Brilliant.
Daniel Day-Lewis has got nothing on this woman.
Nothing.
This is what we call real talent, folks.
Yeah.
This is the real deal.
Yeah.
This woman deserves 10 trophies,
Yeah.
10 statues, and
Yes.
she's got none of that. Instead, she's been lambasted in the media.
Yeah, what
When
does she look like now?
I don't know. Let's look her up. But she was a
Lumpy mother.
I don't know. She might look great. She was a brilliant character actor here.
Alexis Nyers.
The crazy thing is that this is real. Alexis Nyers. Yeah. She God, what a
Did
brilliant.
she didn't serve any jail time, right? She got like probation or something.
I think she did a night or two. They all do a night or two. Who was the ringleader though?
I think it was her. Was
no,
it not?
no. This woman's not a ringleader. I mean, listen to her. She's fucking yelling at
That's
Vanity
true.
Fair.
She can't facilitate shit.
No, it was a much more savvy.
Oh, she doesn't look bad.
No, she looks fine.
Maybe
Go to the. I think the. Oh, you know what? The ringleader's name was. I'm remembering. It is Rachel Lee and Nicholas Prugo,
yes.
and they're all from the Valley, right?
Yeah.
Now, what do you think of Valley? Like, do you look at the story and you think, oh, typical Valley trash? I mean, you're from the city. Is that kind of what you think?
I mean, I don't know. I think the valley is like uninhabitable.
It is very hot.
I do respect the valley just because so many of my greatest friends are from the valley. So I have to have some sort of valley appreciation. Obviously, I do love the work of Paul Thomas Anderson, so I have to appreciate the valley in some way. But when I'm there, I wish I wasn't.
Well, and those are usually the places that raise great people, right?
Yes.
Is the places you wish you weren't. But
Yes.
the thing is, also places that you want to be in can raise great people too. Like, well, I don't want to be at Melrose and Fairfax particularly, but I think a lot of other people do. It's completely populated all the time. It's
So
a
packed.
very busy place. Has to be very mentally taxing in some way to grow up with a ton of people around you all the time. Maybe
I
not.
mean,
Though.
I
Maybe
find
it's good to be in the midst of
I
the
like
circus
it.
and
I
the
find
chaos.
LA to be even sort of isolating. Like
It
just
is.
because it's everything is so far away. Like, but yeah, I mean that's why I love New York so much because it's like everybody's stacked on top of each other.
Yeah, well, I love New York too. They're great for different reasons.
Yeah.
but this is the ringleader. Rachel Lee is the girl in the middle. She's the one that orchestrated all of this. Nicholas Prugo was like her simp or something.
Yeah,
And
in the movie The Bling Ring, they have, like I was saying earlier, they have like the costuming it's like he's like kind of a pudgy gay guy. Like the actor's like very
Was
pudgy
he even
and
gay,
like
or was he? I think he was like in love with her. Right?
you gotta be gay to like rob Paris Hilton.
Not if you're in love with someone that wants Paris Hilton's clothes.
Would you would a man rob Paris Hilton for pussy?
Perhaps.
Who's robbing Paris Hilton for my pussy?
People have robbed Paris Hilton probably for lesser things.
That's true.
Why not for pussy?
I was tipsy on the beach and I did a body reveal on my IG on Main Grid.
Did you?
Nary a single.
Can you even legally do that, Ivy?
It was swimsuit.
Oh, that's fine.
I was in a tankini. Like, we weren't going crazy. I'm still at tankini level because, unlike a lot of people these days, I have shame.
She has shame.
I have shame. Doesn't seem like it.
Not very much.
But
it might be in small, minute quantities.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's there. And that's more than a lot of these bitches can say.
That's probably more than all of them can say.
But like, I did my fucking my bod reveal on IG. Nary a thirsty comment, nary a creepy DM was found. I mean, it's getting ridiculous, you guys.
Wait, do you want it? You don't want the attention from these folks, do you?
I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't know who they are.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know, it's like, doesn't everybody want attention? I've never even been catcalled before. It's like I can walk down the street safely. A guy once complimented my outfit outside of Goodwill. A guy complimented my outfit. A guy once complimented my outfit on Hollywood Boulevard.
Yeah.
And then the other day,
you should not be allowed to walk down Hollywood Boulevard, by the way. It's a cesspool out there.
Oh, I love it. It's one of my favorite places in LA because there's so much to look at.
The freaks and the Superman costumes and the...
I love it.
I mean, listen, what's not to love? You know, if you don't... I went there recently and I had to like run inside a California Pizza Kitchen for refuge.
I love it.
I thought I was going to get killed.
I'm not afraid of anything.
And that's not even me being narcissistic that like, why would they kill me? Like, it's a free-for-all out there.
Yeah, I have no fear. I navigate the world very fearlessly. Like, I will go anywhere. I have good impulse control.
Okay.
So I don't participate
for you.
in the danger. You don't have to worry for me.
I worry for
I
you
don't
going on
participate
Hollywood
in the
Boulevard.
danger, but You're
not afraid of it either.
I'm not afraid of it at all. No.
That's smart. No, that's good. You might want to tamper that down a bit if you don't want to die.
I mean,
on Hollywood Boulevard, it's a little sketch.
I mean, like, I'm not like running around with the hobos, but I'm, you know, like, I'll walk alone. I'll observe. I don't care.
Do not walk alone down Hollywood Boulevard, Ivy. No. You're gonna get. I don't know. You're from here. You probably, I just went the one time recently and realized like this is like the purge. Like I couldn't believe this was happening in LA.
I'm not scared of anything.
Well, I respect that. I do.
But yeah. But anyway, back to what I was saying.
Yes.
Oh, and then the other day I was walking on Fairfax towards Cantor's with a group of my friends, and some guy looked at me and said, "How are you doing?" And that's the closest I've got. Nary have I gotten like from across the street like a damn bitch. Like,
well, nobody really gets that anymore. That's kind of it. Well, no,
my peers complain, and I'm like, check your privilege, bitch. Like, a girl complaining on her like private story, like, oh my god, I can't even stop getting catcalled in my car. And it's like, cause you look good in the car.
Yeah. No, I used to make this joke with my friend Amanda, where we said, if we don't get sexually harassed at work like once every 2 weeks, then we don't feel good about ourselves.
Exactly.
Well, you just need a small amount, right? You just
small dose, microdosing
your sexual harassment is healthy.
Yes, microdosing patriarchy is healthy. To keep a woman in check.
It's all healthy, folks.
Yes.
This is all about being, mindful and healthy. That's part of our wellness.
Right.
Really. It's really
and
what it
wellness is everything.
Take a wheatgrass shot and then you get a little sexual
Take a wheatgrass
harassment.
shot, post your pussy on OnlyFans.
Yeah, get those endorphins running.
Get that
serotonin high.
Yes.
And you're ready for your work week.
Yes.
You're ready for the photo shoots.
Posting more pussy pics on OnlyFans.
Exactly. And showing up in a Tana Mojo story if you can.
I love Tana.
I do too. I met her. She's fabulous.
I was at a party with her and I watched her pass by, and
she's very
I was
sweet.
in awe. I love her work.
What
like
she's created for herself is nothing short of revolutionary.
She is pure joy to me. Like,
I like her
as
a
much
lot.
as I sometimes find myself frowning upon degeneracy in like a very boomerish right wing way.
We also romanticize it. We're consumers of reality television. How is this much different?
That's true. I look at people like Tan and I'm like, you're actually a hero.
Yeah, in many ways.
She's an American hero to me.
In many ways. One day when we have you back, we're going to have to talk about girls. We love girls, too.
Girls.
We love scripted TV also.
Yes, Girls is my favorite show of all time.
Is it your favorite show of all? Have you seen The Sopranos yet?
No.
Okay, well, that'll change.
Okay.
But Girls is
a masterpiece.
One of the great. It's a masterpiece, absolutely. Mm-hmm. It is 1,000% one of the greats. The last great thing millennials made, in my opinion. I don't think that anything since has topped that. Lena Dunham has a new movie out, actually, by the way. What is it called?
Sharp Stick, and it's bad.
Is it? Fuck.
It is bad.
She had a moment in time.
But I still fight for her. I'm still a Lena Lista because she, like me, is a scorned woman, a publicly scorned woman.
She also grew up kind of in the New York version of you, where she grew up with artists. I don't know if your parents were artists, but her parents were artists.
Yeah.
You know, when you grow up with like your mom's drawing pussies and your dad is like sculpting a dick. I don't know what they did exactly, but it was just different.
It's gonna breed some interesting work.
Yeah, and she was interesting. Nobody can accuse her of not being interesting.
Exactly.
Nobody can accuse her of not being compelling. Exactly.
A topic of conversation, always in the news. People were mad at her for everything she said, though.
Everything, dude. She gave him a reason, though, a lot of the time.
A lot of the time, but like also, I'm like, people, get over yourselves.
Yeah. Well, what she did is I said this in a previous episode. She pissed off both sides. She pissed off the people that liked her, and then she pissed off the people that didn't ever like her and never had a chance of liking her. So when you do that, you kind of alienate your audience. But I don't really completely fault her for that. I think you can't again accuse her of not being genuinely herself. So whatever her thoughts and opinions are, whether or not you agree with them, is really besides the point.
Because
she
it was like unfettered
honest.
And unabashed, and she was just very honest.
Unhinged.
And it came through in the show.
That's what people don't realize, is she was very self-aware. But her self-awareness did not change who she was as a person. No,
it didn't. She wasn't like she wasn't like, oh, like I'm so embarrassed to be like this. She was like, I know I am like this. This is what my friends are like. Here are the shortcomings of it. Yeah, here are the shortcomings of it. Here are my tits. Here's my ass. Like, look how I'm flabby. Like,
which we didn't really need all of in the show. Like there are things in the show where I'm like,
it's gratuitous, but
there's moments. Season 6, like I said before, I personally, there were some creative choices made at the end. And I say this out of love for Girls, right? Because Girls is such an amazing show that the arc with her as a mom, I wanted more of it. I wanted more time to pass throughout the show. Everything. I'm like, why do we have to wrap this up in 6 seasons? You can make. I'm not saying everything has to be a million seasons. Like the British really got it right with like, let's just do a few and make them great. But I'm like, the show's already very short. They're like, what, 20-minute episodes? Yeah. So it's like, add a few in there for context. Yeah. Like, we don't really need to like rush this whole mom narrative for Lena Dunham. Like, it just, I don't know, it wasn't a very satiating end in that regard. But even the episodes in that last season just still had so many brilliant moments that I'm like, it's still just one of the best shows.
It's brilliant.
And I went into it fully expecting to hate it.
Yeah, it's brilliant. It's completely brilliant. And like watching Marnie sing Stronger. One of the greatest moments in television history.
For sure. Her singing that song with Desi too.
You can be my white kid moss tonight.
Yeah, that was so good, dude. Perfect. Them listening to their own music together while they had sex was so funny. Desi, the guy that played Desi,
Eben Moss Baccarat or something.
I don't know. He's in The Bear now. He was so funny. Andrew Reynolds was so fucking funny.
So fucking funny.
Adam Driver's obviously great. People attribute that show to being great because Adam Driver was great. But I'm like, it was great for so many
but it was
reasons.
Great for so many more reasons.
Yeah, and anyone who thinks that, I'm like, you don't really have a great eye for television.
Right.
If you think that he's the only reason that show was great.
Right,
all the acting, Shoshana.
Pitch perfect.
Perfection.
Funny all the time.
Constantly.
Scathing but empathetic, which I really appreciate because it was like it was like sharp and like I said, scathing, but very was like, actually, but we do care about these people. Like, and they're human.
Very self-aware of their flaws and very, very ready and willing to make fun of those flaws. Yes, definitely. Yes. It was, and really artistically just well done all around. There were really beautiful shots in it. There were just cinematically even, there were really, really great elements. I thought it was lovely that they filmed it on location in New York. You saw a lot of New York at the same time. That kind of played a central character in the movie. There was that scene where she's like going into the city and she has that driver that she doesn't know if that driver is going to kill her or not. And then the driver has like this very kind of whimsical moment of innocence where he's looking at the city skyline in New York and he's like, I've never seen the city skyline. And then she suddenly realizes like how New York is such an amazing and magnificent. Do you remember that moment? I was like, where she's kind of getting kidnapped by this driver towards the end.
What season is this on?
I think this is like the last season where she's heading back into New York City. And she's in the car and she's having this, very BPD moment as she does. She enters.
This is Hannah?
This is Hannah. I think she leaves her boyfriend, Fran. All the names for the characters were so funny too, dude.
There was Hannah Horvath, Jessica Johansson, Marty Michaels, and Shoshana Shapiro.
But I mean like the other characters, like the supporting, like there was the guy that
her dad was named Tad.
Tad was so Lorene and Tad. And then there was who was the guy that Jessa briefly married? Thomas John. Thomas John is such a funny name.
Booth Jonathan.
And then Laird, her
Yes.
neighbor Laird. All the names were hilarious. It was really, really, really good shit.
So good.
And I'll probably talk about this once an episode just to really rub it in to
I need
anybody.
to rewatch it all the way from the beginning.
I've rewatched it like 3 times.
I've
It's
rewatched
great.
it twice.
It's better like on the 3rd and 4th time too. That's how you know a show is great. It's like when
Yes.
you pick up new things from it that you didn't get the first time. I'm like, this is
It's so
phenomenal.
brilliant, and it just feels so real. Like
It is. It's and that doesn't mean you have to like any of them either. That's the great news is that people are like, well, I don't like Lena. It's like, well, here's the thing. It doesn't matter if you like Lena Dunham. She created great art.
yeah,
She made a good thing.
like I don't care if the person. I mean, I don't think she's a bad person at all. I think everything, all the like hype around her being a bad person, I think it's just like hysterics and people needing somebody to hate and people
they need a villain.
hating
Everyone
when
needs a
women
villain.
are honest. And I think, but like even that, I'm like, okay, even if she was a bad person, it's like, did you make girls?
Right. Did
Maybe
you make
you're
girls?
nice.
Well,
Maybe
they're like,
you're
well,
nice.
my parents weren't. I'm like, yeah, her parents weren't in the film industry either. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
sure she had some connections. Let's
Yeah.
be honest. But it's, and she's addressed that.
Yeah.
Like she's done everything she needs to do. She was a brilliant showrunner. I thought she really did a phenomenal
She
job.
was doing the work.
She put in the work. She got up off her ass and worked,
Yep.
honey. As the great Kim K said.
Yes.
Much to everybody else's dismay.
Get your fucking ass up and work.
And work. Yes. Well, Ivy, I'm sad you're moving, but you're going to be back, right? Can we have you on again at some point?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Do you have anything like coming out that you want to talk about? Do you want to, you need to promote us. I don't need to promote you.
Yeah,
You're
I don't
platforming
have-
me.
I guess what I want to ask is if there are any Boston-based ephebophiles with creative spirits. My
Yeah.
Instagram is at IVC Wolk. I'm 18. I'm young. I'm gorgeous. I'm sharp. On my
She is
toes.
precocious.
If you make good money, if maybe you're Jewish, or you don't have to be Jewish, but preferably maybe
Sure.
just to appease my father, who's going to be
Yes.
mad that, again, I'm dating a Boston-based ephebophile with a creative spirit.
Well, that's all the more reason to do it, is it not?
This is my Instagram, if you can put it up.
IVC
On the
Wolk,
monitor.
legend. We're so honored. Ivy, this was so much fun.
Thank you so much for having me.
You have to come back, and we have so
absolutely
much
will.
more that I just could talk to you endlessly. I think
could
I
talk to you
might.
endlessly,
I
too.
think we're gonna talk endlessly at some point.
Yes.
And we're just gonna create several more episodes.
Yes.
It's wonderful. All right, folks. Good night. Good luck.